Not sure if we're live. I think I'm live. So Facebook's so bizarre at the moment. With all the talk about how to do marketing, etc., because I just got off. Yes, I am being. I am live. I am being as well as I am babbling on with crapola. I just got interviewed on somebody else's podcast, and it's for coaches, like it's coaching the coaches, and we were talking a lot about marketing and getting your message out there. And even though that's one of the main things that I help people with, and then somebody emailed me a question the other night about, how do I first start, blah blah blah. I mistakenly actually presumed that that person was a beginner, and they weren't, because I do get asked a lot by beginners, where should I start? What should I do with my marketing? How do I sell myself as an online trainer? I see that question in a lot of groups as well. And I just want to say that whether you're launching yourself as an online trainer, but one of the things to consider, as in a level of importance, the level of importance of yourself, marketing yourself, doing whatever it is that you're doing, and what to focus on is actually the results that you get your clients with. Is that, didn't even know I have an accent. I don't have an accent if you're in Australia. I'm an Aussie. I'm an Aussie. Can I please stress that the most important thing for a coach to focus on, even when they are experienced, is to tune in and channel the people that they actually already help, to enable them to get more. Yes, but also as a new trainer, like if you're in your first 1 or 2 years, you literally have to, from an ethical perspective, get very, very good at your craft and focus on hiring a coach yourself, not a marketing coach, but a coach that will help you get better at coaching other people with their bodies. Say, for example, if you're a personal trainer, or you're a naturopath or a nutritionist, or you're somebody that works in some kind of coaching realm, if you haven't been coached yourself and you also don't have any clients, so when you're therefore trying to sell something, you would feel like you were lying, because you're not doing it from the perspective that, yes, I know how to help people. You're doing it from the perspective of, this is what I'm supposed to say at this time, and I'm reading along dotted lines. Like, in other words, even you're reading along what would be called a teleprompter, which I've done before. When I first started making videos in 2012, I was reading off an app that was a teleprompter app. My God, they were terribly scripted and they were terrible. And but I still knew that when somebody became a client, I knew how to help them get results. Now, it was kind of just, I guess, lucky that the phase of the way my career progressed with, body fat loss, personal training, a massage therapist, and nutrition qualified as well. In that realm, I happened to have started in 1999. So social media wasn't really around then. There was no websites, or there was actually. Yes, there was. They just started when I left high school in 96. So I guess I didn't have that as an option to get confused with, or as an option to think, well, I've got to do this thing over here. But can I just please let you know that if you're a beginner, and this is for you, there's 2 very different streams to your business that you get to focus on. And yes, you should still focus on marketing. I'm not going to put sales in that category. Sales has to be done whether it's face-to-face, whether it's online, coaching people one at a time, helping them with habits. But specifically marketing to pick up cold traffic, so people that have never heard about you before, is a very, very long game. Yes, you should start it by just doing the following, like put out some helpful tips. I don't care if you think you don't know enough. It doesn't really matter. Your stuff will help some people eventually. And if you don't start, you'll regret not starting until later. But that's pretty much all you need to do. But pretending that you're anything that you're not don't go too far down the marketing track, down the funnel track, down the ClickFunnels track. Not that there's anything wrong with ClickFunnels. I like it. Don't go too far into the tech world. Focus more on knowing how to build a relationship. Focus more on knowing how to get people to implement changes into their life, because no matter what fabulous program you write for people, or what fabulous changes you think that you're going to help them make, they can't often do it anyway. So it's really about learning what are the 1 or 2 things. In my experience, it's about learning what are the 1 or 2 things that you can get people to do when you speak to them. on a weekly basis. Doesn't matter if you're seeing them as a face-to-face trainer on a weekly basis or you're coaching them on the phone. What are the small little incremental habits and changes that you can get that person to do? And then obviously it's tailored for them, the advice that you're giving. So you could be giving out, I guess, general advice. Marketing is pretty general advice anyway. And then you should always make sure there's a call to action on your stuff. But please don't focus all of your time and energy in your business building time that you have. Let's say you've only got a couple of hours a week to work on your business and the rest of it you're consulting clients with. Don't spend it on learning how to market. Yes, do a little bit of that, and just know that if you consistently put your message out somewhere in lots of as many different places as possible with some call to actions on it, like if any of this resonates with you, message me on here. Gee, that's like a magical call to action, isn't it? And that's just so salesy. Just better be careful that you don't burn people's eyes out when you write that. Because you won't. In other words, you can always write that stuff. As long as you're putting out content that's like, helpful for people as well, it definitely won't burn their eyes then. In fact, they will like to, kind of see it because there's always somebody that you can help. One, you've got to like human beings. So two, focus on actually helping the human beings and getting good at helping the human beings. So become a good technician first. And the illusion that you can become an internet marketer and do it that way is definitely one thing, but that means you're an internet marketer if you're going to go build funnels and look at the statistics and the clicks and the opt-ins and the selling of the products and all the rest of it. It doesn't mean that you're going to be a good coach. It doesn't mean that you can't be both, for sure. And also, while I'm on the rant about this, I want you to know something else. Some of the best coaches for you to learn from in regards to, let's say you're a personal trainer and you want to get better. You have to hire your own personal trainer, and you need to, I think it's critical to find the best person in your area that's possible, the best person possible. And I could almost guarantee you that the best person possible is not going to have a very good social media presence at all, because even still, until today, those people are not spending a lot of time on the marketing of their business so much as they're actually spending just being with clients and helping them. So it is still critical to utilize your natural organic network. Ask people, not who has got the shiniest website. And even though I help people with their marketing, the websites and that kind of thing are the last thing, honestly, that we worry about. Because, social media presence, that it definitely matters. And eventually, when you've got that under wraps, yes, it's a good idea if you have a website. And yes, people will judge you for the first impression that they get of your stuff. But when it comes down to it, and this is something that I was just talking to this guy, Chris, on the podcast about, on his podcast, is that, so I've been a personal trainer since 1999 and started making online content and worrying about the business side of it in 2012. So, more than 10 years later. Now, I'd already been coaching personal trainers. I never talked about it online. I only ever talked about my fat loss online stuff and, having a physical personal training business as well, and often somewhere between 1 and 4 contractors working with me. I had massage clinics as well over the years. Since the age of 23, I've had multiple contractors in different locations as well. And so there was always, between 5 and 15 projects running at once. Sometimes there'd be, a nutrition, download the cleanse thing over here, do the 4-day rapid results over here, come do my basics, let's build your quads and your glutes program over here, come over here, we're going to fix your sore back. There was a seminar going on over here, it's corporate health business building over here. So there's always been a million projects going on, but at the core essence of that is getting very good at relationship building and helping the people to get the result because I just love them. And then the contractors that would work with me, they love them as well. They love the people. And that's the stuff to focus on, because then when in 2012 I started talking about things online, that organic network that I already had, all those people that I'd been exposed to, regardless of if they purchased anything or not, those people were the ones that were sending me their friends from overseas. So the first time I actually even offered an online program that was really expensive, because I'd done the online low end thing that you think, oh yeah, I'm going to get a million people into this program and I'm going to be a millionaire or whatever. Don't fall for that. It actually takes quite a bit of work. So the first high-end offer I had, which was $3,000, I offered to somebody who was in the States, in the United States. Now I'm in Australia. And she was referred to me by, guess who? One of my current face-to-face personal training clients. Now, when I actually said that, I offered the product, which was a 12-week online coaching thing, and I didn't offer it to her until I'd pretty much been through her entire medical history. And I was 90% sure that I could help this woman, whereas a lot of people couldn't. I was going to have to find doctors and specialists to send her to in her area, but I know that through my network, I would have been able to help her with, sending people to those, helping her find the right person to get the right tests done, etc. And if not, I've got a network of people that I can ask. And if I needed to, I would have outsourced her as well. Anyway, I digress. The moment I said that course is $3,000, every cell in my body changed. And I felt it. I was excited. I was enthralled. Now, she said no, but it actually didn't matter. I physically and energetically on every level became a different person the moment that happened. So after that, yes, people said yes, and people went on to do the course. But then it kind of became like, oh, well, that's the thing now. Okay, so I do that thing. And yes, I had the $3,000 version, and I had the $90 version per session, and I had the $25 version. So there were different versions throughout the course of about 3 or 4 years, right? And it really came down to the fact that I was always fully booked. So if you want some of my time, then, well, this is the price. That's how it is. For a new coach to come right in and go straight there when they, one, don't know how to get people the result anyway, the whole process of onboarding that person is a lie. So don't do it. I don't get why I even actually have to be saying this video, because the people that are already listening to it, that are it's resonating with, they're going, yeah, you're not the ones that actually have the problem. You probably actually don't even make enough offers. That's probably the problem. That's definitely the problem usually with a lot of, I generalize. I just made a post about, why girls are afraid of putting themselves out there and afraid of sales maybe. But I'm generalizing. It's not just girls. It's a lot of human beings. And it's because we don't want to be seen, I guess, as that person that's kind of doing the wrong thing that could be a fraud. Now, the person that is really educated and actually can help their clients and has got evidence of that in the background, as in the years and the months that have passed, you've actually helped people to get whatever the results are that they wanted with their body and their health or their mind. If you've got that, if you've actually got that, you can justify what you're doing, you've got the evidence, then you're the ones that are allowed to have the confidence to put yourself out there. So I'm now knighting you. You have the permission. You are totally allowed to go and put your thing out there. You can take my crown, you wear that crown on your head and put your stuff out there as often as you like in as many places as you like. And if you actually don't, then you're actually doing the people that you could potentially help to service, you're doing them a disservice. And actually, as I just wrote back to a comment on one of my posts, is it really only matters that you contribute to the conversation rather than thinking that you have to be the guru, because there's actually, as we know, already so many gurus out there. Anyway, has anyone got any questions? So many gurus out there anyway. If you're an experienced coach and you already know how to get people results, there's a course that I'm launching, and it's launching today. It's called 1 in a Gazillion. Check out my profile picture, but I'll also put it somewhere in this video, because it is past time for the experienced coaches to play this game of online marketing, not from the perspective of doing a lot of stuff, but from the perspective of knowing how to get your content to resonate with the right people, so that those people message you and they automatically know that because of your stuff, you know how to help them fix their problem, whatever their problem might be. Because if you've already got evidence in the background of the clients that you've helped, then there are plenty more that you could potentially help. And it's not as hard as you think to be able to put yourself out there. I get that a lot of people need a higher level of confidence to do it. And yeah, I guess that is one of my genius points, but it is also very easy for you to do when you're focusing on what's the real answer, what's authentic for you. how you can actually really help people when you're not so much following a script as you're actually just doing it from here. You really do understand what matters and how you help people. It's really just learning to get that message across, because the message will fail to hit, it will fail to get across if you really just talk about the fact that you do it with kettlebells, or the fact that you do it with a certain kind of myotherapy tissue release, or if you start talking about fascia, or if you start talking about functional movement, or if you start talking about anything that a 7-year-old couldn't understand, basically, there's a very good marketing key for you. If you start talking about anything that a 7-year-old couldn't understand and implement, then you definitely need to make the words simpler and understand that the key to this whole game is getting yourself out there and obviously playing the long game. But if you've been a coach and you're playing the long game and your marketing's not working, love to be able to help you. Send me any questions that you have. If you're watching this video and it's after the month of May, it's quite possible that the live course is finished, but it's still open at the moment, and I will be very happy to answer any questions that you've got. All right, guys. Otherwise, go take some action, put yourself out there. This is your knighting of yourself with the crown. You're more than welcome to do it. You're allowed to take up space, even though for generations I know we haven't been allowed. We're definitely allowed now. It's time to change things, definitely change things for the future, for business, for women, and for the little women that are following us, hey? All right, talk soon.